how disgusting this is. You know, all the toxic smells. Ugh. I've got it okay. Windows open. So, this one hurts, this flower. But these chronic elevated levels of adrenaline, noradrenaline, and cortisol, and another hormone that gets constantly created by the screaming in the songs and the soaps and the ads that are louder than the radio playing, or the television does the same. And when we have like elevated levels of nervousness, then that stress can rise to being fatigue, depression, become suicidal, and the last kind of ladder step that we can climb would be become schizophrenic. So that's the world we are surrounded with. And there is two kind of circles happening within the media. So the constant screaming gets constant stress hormones released, and that one leads to illness. And then also in the media, which is the movies in the theaters, the television, the streaming portals, the radio, the magazines, the books, and even the school books, the newspapers, they depict politicians and certain families and unhealthy kind of lifestyles constantly. And these are depicted in the ads, the soaps, and the news. And because of them being around, we think that they are relevant. Something that is around, or we are surrounded with regularly, not looking at it, not judging about it, or if judging doesn't matter whether we like it or not. If we surround us with people, stuff, or whatever, we get the feel that they are relevant. And by that, the elite is actually kind of ruling us, because we are the 99% of Earth's population, and we are ruled by our beliefs. Now that the politicians have been around, and the Pope, and the stars in the media, we are brainwashed. And now we think that, that we kind of like them. We don't fight them because they're relevant. And we also believe what they say easier. Because if something is relevant, then we think, yeah, what they say must be correct. So what they do with the media is also depict a kind of animated CGI world, a fantasy world, and that one helps to get us away from real physics world. We don't understand physics when we just look fantasy and aliens and UFOs, and we got no idea that gravity even exists when you look at these movies, the superhero movies out 2019. So they actually create the school books, and they've created them in a way that people understanding real physics say they've altered formula. So Konstantin Weil has said they altered the Maxwell formula that deals with electromagnetism, and Miles Mantis says that several of their physics experiments and formula are just outright wrong, and he corrects them on his webpage. What they do with the media is also depict a weak man against strong woman, because that helps to destroy the family. The family is the strongest bond between people. So, as I said, somebody comes at your door. If behind you you have your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your aunt, your uncle, your grandmother, your grandfather, and you know you've got several more people around that would help you, you're stronger fighting somebody just saying, oh, you don't enter this house. You know, that's what they did with the women's liberation, with the suffragettes, that was only consisting of rich women. And they wanted to get the family unit destroyed and also to tax the women, because if they go working as well, now that they have found their right to work, they also can be taxed. And then of course you wonder why this constant change, you know. Well, because if everything is constantly changing, as cultures never do, we get in unrest, because cultures, they stay the same hundreds of years because they want to offer stability, and they do that with rituals. So the rituals never change. Dare you to change a ritual, right? People stand up and hinder you doing so. So this 60s revolution with the bands, Coral Canyon, the book, or the women's liberation were no grassroots movements. They were led by the elite, and even the modern art was financed by them. So now they are in charge of saying what is art. And also, since they have bought up the Vatican, the human habitat agenda by the United Nations is kind of repeated by papers the Vatican brings out. What they want to do there is to have all people live within cities, not in rural areas. So you will see the United Nations and the Vatican, and then the media talking about the people living in cities, the people, you know, having to have less to fight climate catastrophe, which is just a normal change throughout the times. Just check the downer minimum. So they also got their other outlets, which is the law, which is always a maritime law, a commercial system that even the states, all the nations on earth work with, are part of. And black law is just a dictionary that kind of says a actor is a slave, and you know, then you really know what a actor is within the commercial system of the maritime law. They got law, medicine, taxes, school indoctrination, believing in a religion's leader, and the money. They don't allow trade and the media as their strongholds to rule us, which is the 99%. So they are the dominant majority. No, minority. We are the majority, but we aren't the 99% of human population. We aren't dominating this world. They do it with all these things. The media, the money, the religions, the school indoctrination. Just think how many hours you spend at school and how many years. Then the taxes. You know, there isn't any leftover money, and even for endeavors you gotta get special permission and blah 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 blah. In Switzerland you cannot just start sailing. You need to have a permit, you need to have insurance, you need to have doctor's eye and ear approval, you need to get a test that you can save people. All of that costs, so not many people sail. So then you can say that in the media they even depict the bad behavior. So nowadays we have the plastic, kind of the food that's kind of within plastic, so that plastic wanders into the food and also the drinks. You drink plastic when you've got a plastic bottle is in a sewage plant, it doesn't get all cleaned out. So the antibiotics in the meat isn't the dirtiest of the pharmacy you can intake. You know, the cows get antibiotics, then after 10 days the milk can be used again for us to drink. It's the psychopharmacy people take and then pee, and that one isn't cleaned out. So, and then in the cities, they want to have people, remember, living in cities at all time. In the cities it never gets really dark, so you're never really rested when you live in the city all your life. And also when you spend the nights in front of a display, that is always some bluish light and will prevent you from have melatonin rising, so you're not falling asleep or sleeping properly. So that's the case with all the light bulbs nowadays, and the LCDs, the monitors, the displays, the handhelds, the everything. Blue light is okay in the morning, it gets you up and your circulation starts working. It's in the morning, sunlight is a little bit more blue. Sunlight in the evening is a little bit red. That's what our bodies need. And then the cellular phone wipe with your finger is addictive, and the cancer of Wi-Fi has killed a lot of children already, like brain tumors. And then sugar is the main reason for death, and premature deaths, like you age quickly. And these two things are in the media all of the time. Certain things like Instagram you cannot even have without a cellular phone, and you live in a land, in a country with Wi-Fi towers. And sugar is in all the ads. I'm sure the elite doesn't eat these sweet things, like when you look what they eat on the real life of a housewife here or there. They don't really intake sugars that much. So then there's artificial flavors, not just in the foods, toothpaste as well, and blah blah. Then there is like vanilla, whatever has vanilla in it you like more, so they put it in all the food, even veggies. And sugar, you like stuff that is sweet, so they put it in all the stuff. Yeah. Then there is toxins in cosmetics and in perfumes, and cleaning products and real perfumes, and there's toxins in clothes, in leather, in paint, in plastics, in pharmacy, in food, water and paper. Yeah, everything has toxins in it nowadays, or you grow it yourself far away from industries and mobile phone antennas. Might get difficult to do so.